How's it going, everybody? It is the 27th of February today. I thought I'd stop in and give you guys a little update about what the situation is like here in Ukraine right now. So here's the situation. 27th of February 2022. Things are tense. Constant air raids, constant problems. All the boys are going off to war. A lot of people are leaving the country. A lot of people are just hunkering down and trying to stay as safe as possible. We have curfews. You want to make sure you're in before that curfew. It's a good way for the country to find saboteurs that may be walking the streets at night. If you're out past curfew, be prepared to be treated like you could be a saboteur. And we've had those. Saboteurs have been caught. Where I am, I've mostly been dealing with air raids. Middle of the night, day, doesn't matter. The horns ring. Gets a little unnerving after a while. Of course, the first ones, the most unnerving. After a while, more annoyed. But more annoyed at the reason why they're ringing than the fact that they're ringing. So here's the situation. The Ukrainian army is surprisingly, I don't know if I want to say surprisingly, because they're heroic people here in Ukraine. They're absolutely strong-willed, brave people. I can't say enough about the people of Ukraine, so no, I'm not surprised they've done so well in this war so far. But so far, the Ukrainians have taken it to them. There's about 3,500 killed in action, Russians. And on the Ukrainian side, 200, 300. Reporting, I don't know. Nobody really knows. We just have to go with the most credible sources we have. And the most credible sources thus far show a lot of Russian death. A lot of Russian armor blown up. Something around, I don't have the information right in front of me. Tanks, 200 maybe. A lot of armored personnel vehicles. Complete columns along the highways of blown out Russian Technica. Blown out Russian tanks. Blown out Russian troop carriers. It hasn't gone well for Russia, let's say that. They're currently very strong around the Kharkiv region, Sumy, Chernihiv, in the south, Kherson, very strong, Melitopol, Mariupol. These are cities that are fighting very hard right now, very, very strong fighting. I'm not experiencing that where I am. But it's very tense still. It's very tense. It's not wise to be out there recording with your camera, having your phone out, taking pictures of anything. They do not want to show the enemy any secrets. We don't want to be showing the enemy where our armor is, where the tanks are, where people are gathered. So it's not a wise idea right now to be out in the streets with your camera. Otherwise, I'd be out there right now showing you guys what it's like. But the boys of Ukraine are out there fighting. I'm here, so I don't want to be causing this country any kind of grief whatsoever. So if I'm out there with my camera and I could be possibly showing the enemy anything, I would be completely... I can't be causing this country any harm. None. If I can't be out there helping the boys, I'm not going to be causing it harm. So I'm not going to be out there with my camera. That risk is too much. So all I can do is give you an update of what we know here on the ground from Ukraine. And that's the boys are fighting strong. They're fighting hard. The country is not lost. The capital is not lost. Kharkiv is not lost. Odessa is not lost. Lviv, not lost. our major cities are still intact. The boys are fighting. Very proud, very, very proud of these Ukrainian people. And just the thought that I might have to leave this country at some point, it's difficult to wrap my head around. As like I said, I've been here for 3 years now. The people welcomed me in with open arms. Everybody, not just people I know, people I meet on the street. Everybody just welcomed me in so much in this country. And now they're all off fighting, and just the thought of me running off now and saying like, thanks for your country, thanks for all the help, thanks for all the love. I'm gonna bolt now, and I'll see you when it's better again. That feels terrible. I can't explain how that feels, but it's terrible. I used to think to myself when I'd be watching something about a war zone and the people that are there that have an opportunity to leave and a good Western country to go back to, I used to think, why haven't you got the hell out of there? Why are you still in that country? What are you doing there? You have an opportunity to get out. You have a Western country to go back to, and you stayed? And now you're in the middle of a war? I couldn't wrap my head around why somebody would do that before, but I get it now. I 100% get it. There's something more important sometimes than your safety. Sometimes, I don't know how to explain it, to stay with the people you love, cared about, the people that have helped you along the way, being there for each other during that time without bailing on them, it feels better. Something about that feels better than saving your ass. You still got to live with yourself once you're safe. And that's what we all must fight with every day is, being able to live with ourselves for what we do in this life, our actions that we take, and thereafter living with yourself. So I've been really, really struggling with that one. If I were to leave, how I would get on my own, knowing my friends, girlfriend, they're all back there still. They gotta sit there and wait, huddle down in their places, waiting for news if their city is next in line for a rocket attack, while I sit in Canada drinking maple syrup, watching the news on my phone, flicking through, wondering how my girlfriend's doing, how my friends are doing. Wow, that is something you really got to wrestle with in your head. That's your own battle. And sometimes, I don't know, sometimes I think it's more important in life to stick with your convictions and do what feels right, even, if it puts your 80 years on this planet at risk. If you feel comfortable with the time you've put in here and you're confident with that, if I get taken away from this place before my 80 years are up, I can feel good about myself for the time that I was here, rather than living another 20 years thinking about, saving my own ass and leaving my loved ones behind because I can, I don't even know if that made sense, how I explained it, because I don't even fully understand it. I just know the feeling, So it's going to be tough because there's possibility I might have to leave. Not my choice even, really. More, it's better I get out of the way. I'm not really doing much here to help. And maybe I can get some people out that I do love and care about. And if I do that, I've done a small part. I've helped somehow in this war. And if that's the case, okay, so be it. I've done something. I have helped in some way. So if that happens and I do leave the country in the near future, I'm okay with that. But bailing on everything and everybody, and my cat, and I got a cat. What am I going to do with my cat? You know? Now, he'll be fine. He's got people to go to if needed. But yeah, so if that time comes, and it may, that option is there right now. I may be getting out of here and getting some people with me. So that is what I know. Nowhere is safe still. Nowhere. Every major city has been attacked in some way. Rockets, airports been bombed, apartment blocks hit, people killed. Innocent civilians are dead. What else can I tell you guys? There's been a lot of war crimes committed. A lot of war crimes that are going to have to be answered to one day by Vladimir Putin. And we got to keep him accountable for that, and we got to keep Lukashenko in Belarus accountable too, because he's an accomplice to this. Putin's little lapdog. He can't forget about Lukashenko. I got to say that as much as possible. I know Putin's the bad guy here. He is the bad guy here. But Lukashenko is right there with them. Don't forget about that guy. He needs to be held accountable. So keep Ukraine in your thoughts. Once again, keep talking about Ukraine. Keep the conversation going. We can't forget about these people. This war is long from finished, although it needs to be finished tomorrow. It needs to be finished today, but it realistically won't be. So we need to keep Ukraine in our conversations. We need the world to keep talking about this crazy injustice that's happening. I know a lot about history, and I can't think of a more comparable situation than when Hitler invaded Poland in 1939, and when eventually he also invaded France not long later. This is very much comparable. This is the Sudetenland, when the West gave concessions to Hitler, gave that small piece of Czechoslovakia to Germany in fears of war. Nobody wanted war. Nobody wanted war. Just give Hitler this piece. Maybe he'll stop. Maybe he'll stop. Well, guess what? They don't. Here had the Donbass and Crimea stolen from Ukraine, and nobody did anything. Everybody just hoped maybe that was it. Maybe Putin was done. Of course, he wasn't done. That was just the beginning. That wasn't even the finished goal. He got stopped. He wanted Novorossiya. He wanted the eastern half of the country, and he only got Crimea and Donbass. And we let that happen. We in the West let that happen. And he got emboldened, and he prepared, and we knew it. Like, this day was going to come one day, and it did. And he invaded. It's completely 100% unjust. Innocent people were killed. Tragedies have happened, and this is on his hands 100%. He can't live this down, and we must cut him off from the world entirely. We got to do everything we can, and guess what, guys? Sanctions will not shield citizens from rockets. So, you can sanction him all you want, and please do. But that won't stop this war, and that won't stop him. This isn't over. It's far from over, guys. Hitler. See, I almost called him Hitler. Putin is trying to recreate his empire. They have this comical narrative in their heads of what they're really doing. And part of me thinks he believes it. I partly think he believes his own BS. And that's scary. Because who's next, right? Moldova to the south. He won't stop, guys. So what are we going to do about this in the West? Instead of talking about, is it going to be over soon? Because it won't. Instead of talking about, is he done yet? He's not. We got to start talking about what's going to happen next. Because you're involved already. Whether you like to think it, you are or aren't, you are. And the reason you are is because we are the guarantors of the world after World War II. You've heard it before, Team America, World Police. It's a joke, but it's true. And we took that on, Canada, United States, Australia, Great Britain. We took that on after World War II, knowing we were going to benefit from the spoils of war. We were also going to take on this new guarantors of war, keeping the world peaceful and on an even line. And we did for a long time. We kept this world peaceful. But those days are over. And it's on us to either fix it or enable it. Deep, huh? It's something that's not comfortable to even think about. It's not comfortable to know, oh man, the old life I once knew may not be quite like that anymore. Well, that's the realism of it. And the quicker we get into the realism of it all, the quicker we can figure out how to fix this. Because it's a problem. So, Slava Ukraini. Keep fighting hard, boys. Make them proud. I can't believe how hard these boys have fought and how far they've come. And this country is full of people and great quotes that are coming out of the people of this land. Ukraine still is not dead. Ukraine still lives, still fights. The president is still in Kiev. So everybody, let's keep Kiev and Ukraine and Lviv and Melitopol and Mariupol and Kharkiv and Sumy and Chernihiv and Chernobyl. Let's keep all these cities in our thoughts right now because they're going through hell. Hell. Do everything you can, even if it's sending a nice message to a Ukrainian. Anything. Help morale. These people need anything that they can get as help. Whatever you can do, guys. So I'll update you again. If I do have to leave, I'll update you on that too. I'll update you on anything I know, but one thing I can't do is spread information, and that's very difficult right now to know what's real and what isn't. So unless I see video with my own eyes, and I know where that video is, I've seen that street before, I know that city, I can't really talk too much about it. So the last thing I want to do is do anything negative to the cause of this country right now. So let's keep Ukraine in our thoughts, guys. Thoughts and prayers. I normally hate that. Thoughts and prayers. But please, keep Ukraine in your thoughts and prayers, guys. And they're going to get through this. Right, I'm about to say that. I think the sirens are going off for another air raid here. Can you hear that? I'm inside with the windows shut. Anyways, okay. Slava Ukraini. Keep fighting hard, boys. Until the next update, we'll see you guys. Take care.